Today we're going to be talking about maximum profit. And this is a good economics example. If you end up taking business calculus in college, you're going to be using this a lot. So if you're of a business degree, you're going to probably be taking business calculus. Okay, so we have a revenue equation from selling X amount of items. The cost is the cost of producing them, and our profit is from selling X items. Now the marginal revenue, marginal cost, and marginal profit are the derivatives of each one of those functions. Okay, marginal profit occurs at the production level, in which the marginal revenue, so when the derivative of revenue equals the derivative of cost. So let's look at why that is for a super quick second. Profit is this equation. If we want to maximize that equation, we take our derivative. So remember, our derivative is what we call the revenue, or the marginal of each one of these functions. Remember, when we're trying to maximize or minimize, you set the derivative equal to 0. So now if I add the C prime, which is our marginal cost, over to the other side, that is why when we're finding the maximum profit, we have our marginal cost equaling the marginal revenue. So an example of this now. Suppose we have a revenue function and a cost function measured in thousands of units. That's going to be key. Is there a production level that maximizes? So I need to maximize my profit. Remember, we find our maximum profit when we take and we set the derivative of our revenue equal to the derivative of the cost. So what is derivative of revenue? That's going to be 20x to the negative 1/2. Revenue derivative of cost is going to be equal to, so we set those two quantities equal because I'm looking for maximum profit. So we have when 1 over the square root of x equals x over 1. So I have that when x to the 2/3 or 3/2, I apologize, 3/2 equals 1. So that's when x equals 1. So now let's use our second derivative test. So our second derivative, remember our derivative really is revenue, the derivative of revenue minus the derivative of cost. So therefore our second derivative is going to be this. That was a 20x, so that's why it's negative 20. I was already taking my derivative in my head. Okay, so now when I plug in 1 there, I have negative 10 minus 20. That's going to be less than 0. So therefore, we're going to have a maximum. So by our second derivative test, max profit occurs for 1,000 units. Okay, because remember, x was measured in thousands of units. So that is one of our maximizing profit examples.